moved here just under 3 years ago and had great fun in developing this garden from scratch. Like a lot of places that are new builds, the ground was basically full of builder's rubble, and in addition we had quite a lot of heavy clay in the ground, so that posed a bit of a challenge to us. So we had good fun for about a year trying to work out just a simple design and came up with this idea of 3 circles, which is why I now call it my Trinity Garden. We had some help with the groundwork about 2 years ago now, and then we had the delightful task of what to plant in it. We didn't know a great deal, and we were recommended to a really lovely nurseryman who gave us some really good tips and plants for how we could start this off. So a number of those things were evergreens so that we would have all year round colour, but some suggestions we'd have never thought of, like the clump bamboo. A friend later suggested we had a Prunus nigra, this lovely tree which forms a good backdrop to the whole garden. Other things then followed. We were given some lovely leaving presents when we left our last home of roses, which have taken well. I've also learned how to grow some things from seeds and have been somewhat overtaken by those very tall verbena in front of the Prunus. Another leaving present we had was this rather gorgeous sculpture of the world, which a good friend of ours made for us and fits in beautifully. To try and ensure even further colour all year round, I left the front part, the low part, where I could put bulbs and annuals in so that we could have something that was going to encourage us both in the spring and into the summer. One of the really lovely aspects of where we've moved to is the development has a partnership with Joseph Rowntree Housing Trust, and one of their core values is how do you promote community. So we have a lot of shared space on the estate. Now that we've got all this time, we're starting to think, how can we help develop some of those areas? We live right next door to one of those shared spaces, and we have the delight of this fabulous oak tree which is just coming into leaf. But underneath it there's quite a lot of bare ground still, so we're learning from Monty on how to split things and have planted a number of grasses that we took out of our back garden. Another example are the hellebores, which seem to really flourished in this sticky clay ground, and we've split some of these to spread them out into the wider area. In this new time of social distance, we're all having to learn new ways of how we communicate with one another and yet still keep safe. And one of the things that's been really delightful in these last few weeks is that we're able to sit here, enjoy our garden, but also let others enjoy it as they go by and give us a wave.